What's up, guys? You're listening to Nick's Chat Box, and today we will be talking about more games. I will also be talking about my absence here on Spotify, some channel related issues. So yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get into the subjects. Alright, so I want to start off with the dead games. This is a topic that's been going around a lot here lately, and if you're wondering what I'm looking at, if my voice ever changes in clarity, I'm looking down at my phone, and I got my not necessarily a script, but I'm looking at my points to talk about. Not too long ago, I think it was sometime this month or sometime last month, March 31st. March 31st is when a really good racing game was lost. And I know a lot of people don't like it. I know a lot of people kind of despise it, but I agree with these other content creators about game preservation. It's The Crew, by the way, if I didn't mention it. The fact Ubisoft went ahead and literally took the game away from us. I agree, that's theft. That's not right at all. And the fact that we can't go back and play it anymore, that just adds insult to injury. I'm not going to go too much into detail. I just want to skim over this and get to the next subject. I don't think it's right because this isn't the first time Ubisoft has shut down a game. Driver San Francisco, one of my favorite titles that I actually still have for the 360 and still have on my Ubisoft account. But the fact that you can still go back and play it offline, that's what makes that game still good to this day. You can go back and enjoy the story, you can enjoy the physics, you can enjoy the game for what it is and what it was. And that's what I respect, because Forza, the motorsport titles, aren't on the 360 store, which it's sad that the 360 store is even going away, but I get it. You can't buy the old Horizon games, you can't buy the old motorsport games digitally, but you still can find hard copies of those games, but you can still go back and play them. Shoot, recently, Polyphony, I believe that's how you pronounce it, stopped supporting online for Gran Turismo Sport. But the fact that people can go back and play it is amazing. Like, you can't complain. Some people say that's what made Gran Turismo Sport great, was because of its online. I wouldn't know anything about that because I didn't play online. That's what makes that game still great, is you can go back and play it. So another topic I want to cover is seasons. Again, another controversial topic that hasn't been going around near as much as the Dead Games ordeal, but I don't feel like every game needs seasons, because that's what it's turning into. Ever since Fortnite released seasons, ever since they did a season-based add-on, whatever you want to call it, every other game has decided to do the same thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater on brand new content, because that's kind of what makes the gaming world today fun. A new game comes out, we're in alpha, beta, or better yet, we're in the first version of it. And then about, I want to say like not 5 months, that's a while. About 3 months into its life cycle, it gets its first update and it changes it. And that's great. I don't mind change. I was about to say I don't like it, because I do. It just depends on what it is. That's not the point. My point is, I don't mind content updates. It's just I don't think every game needs to do a battle pass or a season type deal to release that content. Because I'm sure a lot of y'all listening played back in the 360, the PS3 era of games, and shoot, even the Xbox One and the PS4 still do it. During those consoles' lifetime, we've actually received a lot of great games and a lot of great updates for those games. The DLC, for example, Black Ops 2, it wasn't free, and that, I feel like that's another factor that plays into the seasons and the whole free updates. Yeah, they're free, but you get what you pay for. And so I really do like these games. I really do. I'm not a big fan on Modern Warfare 3, but that's for another time. The new Modern Warfare 3, not the old one. It's cool that they're releasing free updates, but compared to Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3, we had to pay for those packs, and $15 isn't that bad. Especially, I feel like if we paid for it, we got better content out of it, because the maps were really good, the skins, or not the skins, the camos were really good. I need to get out of that phase. Everything was good, but now we're getting cosmetic items for free, we're getting maps for free, and most of them are just reboots. That's all they are. They're just reboots of classic maps, but different. And I don't think that's fun. I don't think it's not yeah, that I'm speechless. So another subject I want to talk about is the retro, quote unquote retro gaming side of things. How many of y'all to this day still play on the old consoles? Because you have like the new ones. You have what I have actually right here in front of me, my Xbox One X. You have the One X, the One S, the PS4, the PS5. That generation of consoles it's a toss up. It could be retro, it could be new still. It just depends on who you are. But no, what I'm talking about is like the 360, the PS3, the PS2, PlayStation 1, original Xbox, like consoles like that. Hell, even the GameCube. Do y'all still play on that? Because I haven't touched my PlayStation 2 in a while. I don't have many games for my PlayStation 1. Same could be said for my original Xbox. They're still really enjoyable consoles. Yeah, people can argue, oh, well, the resolution sucks and the frames aren't as high as today's standards, but that's not what makes them great. The reason why they're great is because they're special. And I don't mean that in a bad way. They're special because that's what kids like me grew up with back in the day. That's what generations before me grew up with. And it's amazing. It's cool. That's what we even started out with. And that's what brought us to this day. The fact we went from 2 lines on a screen with a ball bouncing in between them to shaders and 3D effects. And it's amazing. It's mind-boggling to even go back and think about. I gotta say, the most games I have for any console out of my collection has to be my 360. And that should say a lot. Because I think roughly I have, not including digital titles, I have over 90 titles for my 360. And yeah, I find myself going back to the 360, whether it be for a video or just because I want to. I find myself going back and enjoying those games like they were back in the day. And so, kind of going back to the dead games ordeal, we need to preserve, we need to save what's being lost. So that way, newer generations, if they ever want to, go back and explore what we had growing up, what generations before us had growing up. And yeah, because there's a lot of stuff I wanted to explore, but I can't because of my age. It really isn't fair to people like me and younger that want to experience it but can't. I just remembered that I was going to talk about my absence here on the podcasting channel. I'm going to call it a channel because I don't know what else to call it. I don't know the proper terminology or proper name for it. But the reason why I've been absent is because I've been dealing with a lot of personal issues that I will not be talking about. I've been dealing with, I've been trying to keep up with the channel, which, by the way, if you have not gone and checked that out, there will be a link somewhere. I can't guarantee there will be one in the description of this podcast, but there is a link somewhere. I will try to make sure that I put a link down, so if y'all want to go check it out, y'all can. But no, I've been trying to keep up with my main channel, my secondary channel, which is Boss Planet, and then my 3 other channels. So my simulator channel, my VR channel, and my vlogging channel. Podcasting, if y'all don't know, takes a lot of verbal communication. It takes a lot of work to sit here and talk just to come up with stuff. And so I think that's partially why I took a break for as long as I did. But I'm not giving up on it. I am going to try and make this work along with what I do. So that way, I'm getting my foot in the door. I'm getting through the door of online entertainment that isn't games, which that's a whole nother subject I'll talk about later on if it ever comes back to mind. Before I end off today's podcast, I want to talk about a few of the games that I've played that I really enjoyed that some others might not know about. There was a lot of Call of Duty games that didn't get much love when they first released, and I never understood why people jump to the conclusion of hating something for the idea of it, because games like Call of Duty Ghost, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, those games got a lot of criticism just because of the idea, and now they're loved. I don't know what it is. I could not tell you, but Call of Duty Ghost is actually a really I enjoy it still to this day. Yeah, I don't play online. Nowadays online's a questionable option to do now with everything going on. I do find myself enjoying the bots. I do find myself playing with my friends and my family, and it's a lot of fun. Same could be said with Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare, and pretty much just any generation that has online or any form of multiplayer split screen. I know I said I'd be talking about games that y'all don't know about, and I know y'all know about the Call of Duty franchise, but another game that actually I want to talk about the games I haven't beaten yet and that are taking me forever to beat. Some of them, like Fallout 4, I'm taking my time with. I'm exploring everything. I'm enjoying the game for what it is. But I've mentioned this game before. The Motorsport franchise takes forever to complete. And at quick glance, it's like, oh, well, this probably takes you about 5 or 6 hours. 10 hours at most. No. I still haven't beaten the first one yet, because when it comes to the Motorsport series, you have divisions you have to complete, and through those divisions there are anywhere between 3 to 5 races in an event, or at most I've seen like 10 or 15, and they're not just short little laps on small tracks. You're talking about full on tracks doing 30 laps. It's insane. Even the newer motorsports, they take forever to beat because you have to go through events, you have to complete stuff, you have to do what the game tells you to do, and it takes hours, even with breaks. Okay, so I'm going to share a little fun fact with y'all. I was never a Xbox person growing up, and it was a very small time I wasn't. Back then, I had the Nintendo Wii and the PlayStation 2. That's what I mainly grew up with. Well, one Christmas, I had to ask my parents if I could get a PlayStation 3, because that's what I wanted at the time. You know, I was a big PlayStation kid. You mentioned Xbox around me when I was younger. I absolutely despised you. I did not like you. I wanted nothing to do with Xbox. Well, that same Christmas that I was asking for a PlayStation 3, I ended up getting an Xbox because the 360 around that time was actually cheaper than the PlayStation 3. I was not very happy. I was not a happy camper, but since my parents got it for me, I wasn't going to be ungrateful. I wasn't going to be, I don't think greedy is the word, but I'm going to use it anyway. I wasn't going to be rude. I was at least going to try it. within the first 30 minutes, I fell in love with it. It could be because that's a huge jump from console to console, from the PS2 to the 360. Like that's a huge jump. Or it could just be the fact that it wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't what people were saying it was, which is why I have trust issues. Imagine that. But my first game that I played on 360 was Need for Speed Undercover, I want to say. It was all I can remember, it was an orange cover with a car on it. That could be it. I don't know. Y'all can correct me in the comments. That was my first game that I played, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I have not beaten that one to this day, but at some point I will go back and beat it. I will complete it, and yeah. All right. One more thing before I end off today is the Far Cry games. So I've played just about every Far Cry game there is. So 6, 5, 4, Blood Dragon, 3, 2, and I've played 1 and a few of the spin-offs of the series. Blood Dragon being one of those spin-offs because that's a spin-off of 3. But one of the Far Cry games I could never get into up until my second playthrough. Well, I say playthrough. My second gameplay video of Far Cry 2 on my channel. That's when everything changed. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be when I walked into it. And I'm not going to sit here and go over the plot, go over the story of Far Cry 2 because I don't want to spoil it for anyone else. But it wasn't what I expected it to be. But I do enjoy it. I just could never get into it growing up when I was younger. Alright guys, hope you guys did enjoy listening to me talk about games and ramble on about other things. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all want to hear in the comments below. And yeah, if you haven't already, like I said, go check out my channels. That's where I'm mostly active. I do a lot of crazy stuff on YouTube. So if that interests you, go and check that out. I will make sure I leave a link in the description. If not, go and check the main page. It should be a little a clickable URL y'all can go to and check out. But yeah guys, I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye bye.